The alarm blared at 5:30 a.m., but I was already awake, staring at the ceiling with eyes that burned from lack of sleep. My 6-year-old daughter Emma had been up half the night with a fever, and the other half I'd spent worrying about the presentation I had to give today, a presentation that could make or break my career at Westfield Marketing. If you've ever felt like life was piling on too much at once, stick around until the end of this story. Trust me, what happened next changed everything for me, and it might just give you the hope you need today. If this resonates with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that remind us we're never as alone as we think we are. I dragged myself out of bed and shuffled to Emma's room. Her forehead was cool to the touch, thank goodness, but the clock was ticking. The babysitter had cancelled last night, my parents lived 3 states away, and my presentation was at 9 a.m. sharp. My boss, Katherine Winters, had made it clear that this client was crucial to the company's future. And to mine. Daddy? Emma's sleepy voice called out as I gently shook her awake. I don't feel good. My heart sank. I know, sweetheart. But Daddy has a really important meeting today. You're going to have to be brave and go to school. Her bottom lip trembled, and I felt like the worst father in the world. 6 months ago, when my wife Julie walked out on us, she'd said I would never be able to balance work and parenting. In moments like these, I feared she was right. I managed to get Emma dressed and fed, though she barely touched her cereal. My own breakfast was a cold cup of coffee and anxiety. As I helped her into her coat, my phone buzzed with a text from Katherine, "Don't forget to bring the Henderson portfolio. And be early." The weight on my shoulders grew heavier. Katherine had taken over as department head 3 months ago, and she ran a tight ship. Brilliant, demanding, and intimidatingly put together, she had a reputation for excellence that bordered on ruthlessness. I respected her, but I also feared her evaluations. As a single dad constantly juggling responsibilities, I worried I'd never measure up to her standards. We were halfway to Emma's school when she threw up all over herself and the back seat of my car. Tears streamed down her flushed cheeks as she apologized over and over. "It's okay, baby," I said, pulling over and trying to clean her up with the few napkins I had in the glove compartment. But it wasn't okay. It was 7:45 a.m., I was covered in vomit, my daughter was clearly too sick for school, and my career-defining presentation was in just over an hour. I called the office, my hands shaking. Katherine's assistant put me through immediately. "Katherine, I'm so sorry, but I have an emergency. My daughter is sick, and Where are you?" Her voice was sharp, cutting through my explanation. I gave her my location, expecting a lecture about commitment and priorities. "Go home, James. Take care of your daughter. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Before I could respond, she hung up. My mind raced with confusion and dread as I drove Emma home. Was Katherine coming to fire me in person? To deliver the presentation materials herself? Either way, I was in trouble. At home, I quickly got Emma into clean pajamas and settled her on the couch with her favorite stuffed rabbit. I changed my own shirt but didn't have time for a shower. I looked as bad as I felt, unshaven, dark circles under my eyes, hair sticking up in all directions. The doorbell rang at 8:15 a.m. I opened it to find Katherine standing there, immaculate as always in her tailored suit, holding a large paper bag and a portfolio. "Katherine, She brushed past me into the house. "Where's your daughter?" "Living room," I said, following her helplessly. Katherine set the bag down on the coffee table and knelt in front of Emma. "Hi there. You must be Emma." "I'm Katherine, your dad's boss. I heard you're not feeling well today." Emma nodded shyly, clutching her rabbit tighter. To my astonishment, Katherine smiled, a genuine, warm smile I'd never seen at the office. "When I was little and sick, my grandmother used to make me special toast with cinnamon and a little honey. Would you like some?" Emma nodded again, this time with a hint of interest. "Good. I brought everything we need. Katherine stood and turned to me. James, I need you to sit down and eat something too. You look terrible. I was too stunned to argue. Katherine moved to my kitchen with the confidence of someone who knew exactly what she was doing. Within minutes, the smell of cinnamon toast filled the air, and she returned with a tray bearing toast, scrambled eggs, and tea. Eat, she commanded, setting the tray down. Both of you. As Emma cautiously nibbled her toast, Katherine pulled out her laptop. Now, about the Henderson presentation. I've reviewed your slides. They're good, but I've made a few adjustments. For the next 30 minutes, as Emma and I ate the unexpected breakfast, Katherine walked me through the presentation she would now be giving on my behalf. Her changes were brilliant, enhancing my work rather than replacing it. Why are you doing this? I finally asked, the question that had been burning in my mind since she arrived. Katherine paused, her professional demeanor slipping for just a moment. My father raised me alone after my mother died. He was a high school teacher who missed a lot of opportunities because he put me first. Not everyone understood that choice. She glanced at Emma, who had fallen asleep on the couch. Some things are more important than a meeting, James. Even an important one. She stood, gathering her things. Take care of your daughter today. I'll handle Henderson. We'll talk tomorrow about how we can make your schedule more manageable going forward. As she headed for the door, I found my voice. Katherine, thank you. She turned, that unexpected smile appearing again. The breakfast was nothing special. Not just for breakfast. For understanding. For helping. We're a team, James. That means we carry each other when needed. She checked her watch. I need to go. There's more food in the bag, and some children's fever reducer. Call me if you need anything else. After she left, I sat beside my sleeping daughter, the weight on my shoulders somehow lighter despite the chaos of the morning. Katherine's unexpected kindness had shown me that I wasn't alone in this struggle, that perhaps I could be both the father and professional I wanted to be. That morning changed everything between Katherine and me. In the months that followed, she became not just my boss but my mentor and, eventually, my friend. She helped me create a work schedule that accommodated Emma's needs and recognized that my dedication to my daughter made me more committed, not less, to doing quality work. A year later, as Katherine and I shared another breakfast, this time a celebration for my promotion to senior account manager, she confessed something. You know, I almost fired you that first week I took over the department. I nearly choked on my coffee. What? Why? You were always rushing out the door, missing deadlines, looking exhausted. I thought you weren't committed. She smiled, stirring her tea. Then I saw you in the parking lot one evening, helping your daughter with her homework in the car before a late meeting. That's when I realized you weren't working less than others, you were working twice as hard, just divided between two important jobs. That morning when I was at my lowest, bruised by life's demands and my own doubts, Katherine's unexpected breakfast had been more than just food. It had been recognition of my struggle and the beginning of a solution. Sometimes the help we need comes from the most unexpected sources, and sometimes being seen, truly seen, is the greatest gift of all. As for Emma and me, we're doing just fine now. Life as a single parent is never easy, but it's infinitely more manageable when you don't have to face it alone. And that's the message I hope you'll take from this story. None of us can do everything by ourselves, and we shouldn't have to try. Sometimes strength is knowing when to accept help, and sometimes the greatest kindness is simply seeing someone struggle and saying, "Let me carry that for a while." If this story touched you or reminded you of your own struggles and triumphs, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories that celebrate the unexpected moments that change our lives. And remember, the most beautiful connections often begin in our most vulnerable moments.